Hey, great day to you all. So I'm on two platforms. I'll remind you guys now. So I'll let you guys hop in on the TikTok there. I know it takes a minute for people to hop on. Hey guys, I hope you've had a great day so far. Filling your heart with everything that is heart filling. And doing things that you're passionate about. Not that you must do. Okay? Guys, today's going to be a quick, simple live, but today's topic is relevant to a question that I got. Somebody asked me, sorry, I'm not accepting anybody to join. Sorry. Yeah, so somebody said, Toby, I've realized that I've acquired a lot in my life, but I'm also feeling very empty inside. And I said, okay, well, you know what? I'll do a live on that. Guys, I want you guys to realize you are not the things that you have acquired in your life. Far from it. You are what you believe you are to be, though. But you are greater than anything and anybody could ever even show you that you are. Seriously. These are the things that you have to find inside of you. They can't be designated or determined or defined by anything that you've acquired in your life. It just doesn't work like that. Like, look, if I based my worth on the things that I have accumulated in my life, well, I wouldn't feel too much of worth right now. But knowing that it's not the fancy cars that make me who I am, and it's not the big house that makes me who I am, and it's what I've learned and what I've lived and what I've acquired as skills that make me who I am. And all the inner work I've done to be a better being on the planet that makes me who I am. That can't be defined or determined by somebody else's opinion or, the only thing that you're feeding when you're acquiring things outside of you is your ego. Okay? It's as simple as that. Because when you're really in tune with who you are and your energy of your being on the planet, well, that's got nothing to do with your acquiring stuff. Not at all. There's a saying about the clothes don't make the man. Well, they don't. You can put a man in any suit. That doesn't mean that, So this is what I mean about using that saying. You are not what you've acquired in your life. You're not your hard times. You're not your setbacks. You're not your limitations. These are things that you've overcome and you've lived and you've pushed past. So this would be more of what makes you who you are today than anything that you've acquired or lost or, Slay, Grandma. Thanks. And yeah, I am a grandma. So that's a compliment. Lots of love to you. But genuinely, you can sit there breaking your back, trying to accumulate the fat bank account, trying to accumulate the big houses and the big cars and whatever it is else you want. But what is that going to give you? Honestly, what is that going to give you? It's going to give you bad health. It's going to give you lack of communication and interaction with your family and your loved ones. You can acquire anything that you want outside of you. But it doesn't make you who you are as a person. So in order to really verify that, you know what? If you were stripped of every bit of material belongings today, what would you have left? Who would you be as a person? So if you need help figuring that out for yourself, well, you're a baddie. Cool. My friend Anna says you're gorgeous. Well, thank you very much. Tell her she's gorgeous too. No, but for real, if you were stripped of everything that you acquired in your life today, and you were put down to your naked, who would you be? Seriously. And that's a good way to check it. Because, like I've said before in the lives, you could burn everything that I own. Everything. I couldn't give a shit. Why? Because it does not make me who I am. And you could take everything away from me, but you cannot take me from me. So, when it comes to accumulation of things in life, what I like to accumulate is life lessons and learning and skills and knowing more about my capacities and the power of possibility to make anything happen within my own being. And that's the most important thing. I would rather settle for me who I am today than any millions in the bank, to tell you the truth. The millions would be really nice. But I could just imagine the fucking problems that would bring too. So, none of that stuff makes you who you are. So, yeah, people want to fit in and people want to have what others have and follow the trends. And do you not realize that every time you set a goal to acquire something, once you have it, you just want more? That's a never-ending cycle. And it's never satisfying enough. So let's say, look, okay, we strive to buy a new car. Well, once we have that new car, all right, goals accomplished. Well, now we want a better car. So once you get established, or let's say you work towards, you want a certain thing, you buy it. Like, let's say you want a big screen TV. Well, once you have it, aren't you pushing for a bigger one after? That's just how it goes. So let yourself evolve and grow as a person. Put your focus on what you want for internal things. Because then, it changes everything outside of you. Why are you trying to accumulate everything and have everything outside of you? Because you don't feel whole as an individual. Straight facts. Because when you feel whole as an individual, you are not breaking your back to acquire anything that's not real anyway. Why do I say that? Because we are living in a matrix. You can't take anything now with you. It is all merely to enhance your experience while you're here. But how you living as a person. Just like people. It's people enhance your experience. That's all they're for. I'll say it again today. We are all energetically connected. The only thing that makes us different in between each other is our choices and our free will. We are all in this experience together. And that's facts. So, are you collectively in your life, what are you striving for as an individual? That's going to make you mostly who you are. Are you striving for self-learning, self-lessons, skills, leveling up, being able to be okay no matter what? Or are you striving for running to work, breaking your back, doing things that you're not passionate about, running yourself to the ground, trying to acquire things that you will never feel the pleasure of? That's the thing. Because while you're breaking your back, you're not feeling the pleasure of the things that you're acquiring. When do you have the time for that? You don't. You just don't. So guys, I'm going to say it again. Somebody talked to me about it, saying, look, I've accumulated a lot in my life, but it's like that's all I have now. I can't even figure myself out. Well, because this individual thought, how are you? I'm great, thanks. This is wrong. What's wrong? Please express, share. But he said, literally, he's like, I thought that, yes, having money would make me feel better. Well, I have the money and it still doesn't fill that void in me. Okay. He's acquired the house and the land that he thought he wanted, but he still feels empty. Okay, well, he acquired the vehicle of his choice. Well, he still feels empty. So basically, my answer to that is you got to do heart-filling things. You're not going to fill your heart with things that you think are going to fill your heart by following what you believe that you need to have to be okay. Because genuinely in life, you need you. That's the only thing that you need in this life experience to get through it all peacefully and okay. Genuinely. And we've become so dependent on the things that we've acquired to bring us joy. Well, no, unless you're a joyful person and grateful for the things that you're acquiring, no matter what it is, you cannot feel the joy of that. And this is what I mean about the things outside of you that you acquire. They truthfully do not make you who you are as an individual. Because you can spend all your time and all your years just trying to accumulate everything. But if you're not grateful, you look like Charlie Brown. Hey, that's all good. I have no problem with that. But I'm sure Charlie Brown couldn't have survived the things that I have in my life. And you probably couldn't either. So until you could, your opinion really doesn't matter. Straight up. So, guys, you could stand and you could acquire anything that you want outside of you. But unless you can be a grateful person to begin with about everything that you acquire, then there's no point. Because unless you are going to be grateful for your things that you are striving to acquire, they're not going to fill that gap for you. Okay? Because you are trying to acquire things to fill something, to make you feel better, to make you a wholer person, to make you feel a way that you're not feeling inside. Because when you feel whole as a person, you don't look to fill any gaps within from acquiring stuff outside of you. It just doesn't happen. When you're loving yourself no matter what, you're not seeking that from anybody. It doesn't matter. When you know who you are, well, guess what? It doesn't matter what another thinks. It really doesn't. But you got to be that solid in your skin as a being. And you got to be making sure that you're filling your heart. And not trying to fill that emptiness within you with things outside of you. Because it'll never happen. It'll never happen. You won't acquire that. You just won't. So, it's as simple as that. You guys can go and strive and break your back, and then what happens? What happens after that? You get taxed 60% of that, and then whatever you're bringing home, you're taxed on that again, and every time you make a purchase, you're taxed on that again. How much are you able to really acquire? You got to look at that. You really do. You have to look at it. And if you don't want to, that's your choice. But you got to realize whether you're trying to acquire things outside of you to fill your gap inside of you, or whether you're actually a grateful being and you're doing it because of other internal reasons. But, like I say it again, you know what? Unless you're a grateful being to begin with, anything you acquire is not going to... Say hi, Sean. So, literally, if you're not a grateful being to begin with, you could be trying to fill that gap with no matter what it is outside of you, and it's not going to work. You're going to be in a vicious cycle of a never-ending downfall, of just running yourself into the ground. Simple. So, simple choices. for your own being. So this guy asked me, he's like, why do I still feel empty inside? Well, because he was too busy trying to fill his bank account rather than his heart. And that's as simple as that. That's the only answer I could give that. And yeah, that's facts. So if you want to be a whole being, well, that doesn't depend on anything outside of you. That depends on what you believe to be right about you and how you're operating as a person. So got to figure that out for yourself. But yeah, I'll be back out live tonight to read the book, but I'm cutting this live short. I've had a lot of things going on today and a lot of things doing, but somebody called me out about not coming out and doing the live, so I'm out here doing the live. And I'll give you my opinion on the question that I was asked. Guys, remain grateful today. Do whatever you got to do so. All right, tonight's full moon. Release whatever you have to. And be okay, no matter what. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace.